basically. My eyes are adjusting. I've been up on. Welcome to another Dark Saviour video log. This one, like another one I've done in the past, will be condensed down into 3 parts. Split into 3 parts, condensed into 3 parts doesn't make sense, does it? Part 1, talk about the episode Cougar. Part 2, talk about the Cougar man character, because there's some stuff to go over there. I've probably gone over it before, but refresher. And part 3, stuff in the cinematic multiverse. And, stuff going forward. So, brass tacks, the Cougar man episode. This is one that I kind of put out a warning to people about. It was the first episode I worked on, fully. It was the first episode I completed of this season. But the problem, there's 2 things I really wanted to do this episode. I was really looking forward to doing this episode. But 2, there are, it's Cougar man. You sure people, I hope, can understand my apprehension when it comes to creating a character like that. In the context of this episode and his role in Dark Saviour, I mean, he's got a spin-off coming up, but I try and keep it as clean as I can in Dark Saviour, because, I mean, some of the stuff was pretty extreme, like the 18 to 25-year-olds and the dance, his general humour, which is, it plays on my humour, my quite twisted sense of humour sometimes, but it's that sense of humour that I won't put into Dezaras because it's just not fitting of that character. Dezaras takes different aspects of my personality to what Cougar man takes. So it's I mean, any character I create and voice will probably have a little bit of me in there. Even Dad. I mean, I don't have parents, but the way I see Dad and his chemistry with Dezaras is probably how I would see myself and my son Bradley when he's older. It's just that understanding and that chemistry, that rapport, that father-son bond. In terms of this episode and the one preceding it, Dash, I had to be careful. The ending of Dash might have come across as a bit weird because I edited this episode together first. The ending of, I mean, not the headache and stuff, but the way Dad positioned himself. Because I had to get him into the same position that he was in at the end of Dash to match the start of Cougar. So there's a bit where Dad is like going through the stuff and Dad just walks off and turns around. And, without looking at this episode, people might think, why don't you just stay where he was? So, that's the thing with recording out sequence. It can be a bit, you've got to make sure everything matches up. And I'm very particular about a lot of things. And there's stuff in all the work that I do that doesn't please me. And it bugs me. But, at the end of the day, it's a YouTube show. It's not a hit TV series or a massive movie franchise or anything. So I guess I can give myself a pass in some areas. But yeah, the headache and that. And I kind of like the red herring kind of aspect of the beginning where he's suffering this massive fucking migraine and then you hear all these little things like, come to me, sister, she's 18, and stuff like that, and you may be thinking, hang on a minute. And he goes out there and he finds who it is, and it's Cougar man. And I figured that was going to be like the best way to bring him in his little sewer base, his Gotham base, because he does have to Cougar bathe. With all those phallic star sapphire crystals from the Valentine's season, ultimately get some more of them. The Cougar cave will be built. The thing is, with this, is Cougar Man is not supposed to be a kid favourite. A couple of people have said that Cougar Man could be the breakout of this. And my son loves Cougar Man. And his sister likes Cougar Man. And, they're 7 and 4 respectively. They shouldn't like Cougar Man. It's dance. It's obviously dance. And the whole, oh yeah thing. It's that, and the dance, and the music. The first time Bradley saw I'd cut it up to a certain point, and I'd edited it all together, and it was up to the bit where Dezaras agrees to help him, and runs off, Cougar dance, turn around, yeah. Bradley fucking loved that. He was giggling his ass off, bless him. It was then that I knew I was onto something. And obviously the story progresses, and I may have overdone it on the Cougar dancing, but it's not like they were there for the sake of being there. They were, in a way. You notice the Cougar dance follows a pun, some sort of casual sex punchline sort of thing. Hang on, Mr. Taylor, I'm coming. Nothing wrong with a bit of casual. For the record, yes, only Cougar Man and the audience hears the music. Dezaras was right. From his perspective, there was no music. That's why I muted it for his line. So you only hear the music when you see the dance. No one else hears it. I've got a couple of good ideas that are in my head for explaining that in-story. The only one that wasn't a sex pun was at the end, where it was like, you have my permission to dance. Even the one inside, when they're supposed to siphon the magic out of the funnels in the university to open the tomb of Isis, and then he turned around and was like, oh, fuck, and Cougar dance. That was just a victory dance. But I thought it was fake. We just put it there. And yeah, actually, for the record, didn't swear in that. He just said, oh, for fuck. A bit like the Avengers Assemble thing at the end of Age of Ultron. Didn't say the full thing. Didn't even say it and then delete part of the word. I just stopped there. It was fun. With it being the first episode I completed, it was the first episode that I completed which showed dual perspectives. I mean, I don't count Dezaras Flow Girl Reluctant Alliance because that was shot 3 times. I played as Dezaras, Zoe played as Flow Girl, then we switched, I played Flow Girl, she played Dezaras. And then there was another one just to find some extra bits. And that was basically cut together in a way that I hope could make it work, but now I've got 2 PCs that can record. So obviously that was Flow Girl was done on 2 PCs, but 2 that are capable of recording. It allows me to watch my run, watch the Cougar Man run, which are identical runs, and then see where I can cut them together. And it was a really fun experiment. I enjoy editing so much more doing that than I do just editing a one-man run. And excuse me, there was some I think there was some good cuts in there. Like there's the bit where Cougar Man follows him into the tomb and he just runs around and does some hand blast stuff. I know he didn't use his powers much in that one. That's something I'll be working on. Then you see Des jump in front of him, but mid-jump, I cut to Dezaras' perspective. And it's just little things like that make all the difference. So it's not just from Dezaras' perspective with a partner, not just from Cougar Man's perspective with a partner. Cut between both of them. And it was, as I've said before, I write the script, I'll do the dialogue scene, and then the action scene, I'll record the action usually before I go into the writing for it, and then I'll respond to what's going on in there. And yeah, I still did that this time, but I had to do it twice. I had to like watch them both, so I'd watch a bit of mine, figure out some Dezaras dialogue. On the other screen, I've been watching the Cougar Man one. It's not like I've got a big studio or anything, but dining room works. And so I'd watch a bit of the Cougar Man up to that point and see what he can say, and then Dezaras, Cougar Man, Dezaras, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I've got a good back and forth between it, and I think it worked out pretty well. The whole thing with Cougar Man is he comes across as a bit of a joke, and his series will be more humorous. It will be more adult in some of the tones and the stories and the basic dialogue and the back and forth. I mean, Agent Thomas is a regular in Cougar Man, so imagine how that's going to go down. You've seen Thomas and Mike. Imagine what it's going to be like with Thomas and Cougar Man. But it is a case of I do want to legitimise Cougar Man. I don't want him to be seen as this guy that's just a joke. So I will be taking steps to legitimise him. He will have his hero moments in his series. He will also have his hero moments in the Dark Saviour series when the two cross over, because I do have crossovers planned for these. And it's like at the end when Cougar Man wants to join Dezaras' team, which isn't the Justice Realm yet. And Dezaras lays out why he does it, and he lays out why Cougar Man does it, and he says, "Tell me I'm wrong." And Cougar Man can't, but there will come a point where Cougar Man will tell Dezaras that he's wrong. And then on the side, there was also the obviously the stun shock stuff with Dad and Terrania. There's one thing I realised with that, and I realised it as well when I was writing the season 3 finale, because I'm like well into the writing on season 3, almost at the end of that now, and the first season of Cougar Man, just saying. He's like the bit where he's on the beach with Terrania. It's a bit right before Dad tries to fob Cougar Man off on. Des tries to fob Cougar Man off on Dad. But what's that? You're in trouble. He isn't in trouble, but that's Dezaras being a bit of a dick there, just to get rid of this guy. He's like, yeah, I'll do it myself. Just off. It's a bit where he's like, Dad's like, I've got to go. Dad out. And I realised that when I wrote something in the season 3 finale, it's like, Dad is like pretty much his code name now. You've got Dezaras, you've got Terrania, you've got Flow Girl, you've got soon to be Burn Unit, you've got Dash Tracker, you've got Cougar Man, then you've got Dad. The character on this game is actually called Dad Taylor, but you'd expect him to call himself Theodore or Mr. Taylor. But no, his code name seems to be Dad. And I figured it was okay for the Cougar Man one because it is a bit of a comedy episode. It's like one of those, where you get a funny episode before the shit hits the fan. Trust me, the shit hits the fan in the next one, big time. And yeah, I left it in for that, but then I realised I found myself just referring to himself as Dad. And even when he isn't around other characters, even when he isn't around Dezaras or Betty, he's referring to himself as Dad to the other characters. So it's interesting little thing there. That's something I've picked up on. Yeah, the stun shock stuff. I figured I'd done all I could. I've got a good bunch of it out. Stun shock confronts them and then they carry on investigating. But I wanted it to be. I didn't just want to limit it to Metropolis. I didn't want the fight to be in Metropolis because it doesn't match the tone. So I kind of threw in something where he's been doing the killings in Gotham as well. Stunshock's base is in Gotham, so it made sense. And it's Gotham City. It's the best place for Dezaras to fight Stunshock, I believe. And so I threw in the thing about him using similar tactics. His modus operandi is pretty much the same. He goes in, makes the kill, leaves with no video or audio footage available, but he has different tactics, long range sniping mostly in Metropolis. There's more finesse to his killings in Metropolis, maybe. His Gotham killings are more brutal. So I wanted to throw that in there, and just so I could bring it back to Gotham, because I spent a lot of time in Metropolis in the this season. But like Gorilla Grodd in episode 1, and then episode 2 was it went back to Gotham, but he was in Metropolis doing the investigation. I wanted to balance it out a bit more and send him back home, because Gotham is his home city, not Metropolis. So it's one of those things where I wanted the fight to be on his home turf, not the DLC. I wanted the fight to be on episode. I wanted to be in his home city. I think I pretty much covered everything for the Cougar Man episode, Dark Saviour Cougar. I hope you enjoyed it. Response has been better than I expected. I thought people would hate Cougar Man, with good reason. But it turns out people actually like Cougar Man. Burn Unit found him more likeable. Alexander liked him. My son loves him. And other people. I'll get more into that in the Who is Cougar Man part of the video log that I'll be doing next. So, you shall see me next time.